it going, everyone? Today we're gonna be looking at some beta Pokemon sprites. This shit is crazy. So alright, before we get into it, I'll just explain what's going on. I'm sure a lot of you have already seen other videos from other Pokemon YouTubers or read articles or seen Twitter, like I'm sure you've already seen it. But if you want to see my thoughts and opinions on all this, then welcome. So first things first, credit. These guys, basically, this document contains information on a demo version of Pokemon Gold and Silver available to play 2 years before release at the Japanese event in 1997. This demo has recently resurfaced. Basically, there's a lot of Pokemon in this demo that didn't come to exist. Like the starter Pokemon, the only 2 out of the 9 starter Pokemon, like if you want to, Cyndaquil, Quilava, Typhlosion, Feraligatr, Crocodile, like all 9 of those, only 2 of them were in this demo, Chikorita and Meganium. The other 7, they're just different, completely different. So I want to go over these, look at them, see what could have been, I find it funny that this resurfaced now as Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee are coming out, and they're talking about how there's going to be a new Pokemon. Maybe they're gonna take some of the old designs back. I don't know. They should. They definitely should. A lot of these old designs are really cool. You guys just want to see the sprites though, don't you? I'm gonna stop you from waiting. So, like I said, I'm gonna zoom in here. Chikorita, Meganium, they're both here, right? Bayleaf is completely different. Like, it might not even be called Bayleaf. Actually, yeah, there's a spreadsheet with the Pokemon names. So if we go, the starters were called Leaf, Blossomole and Blossomite, Flambear, Volbear and Dynabear, Cruz, Aqua and Aquaria. I'm sure those are just poor translations. And these Pokemon had stats already like thought out and everything. It's really, really cool. I know you're kind of just looking at like a wall of text and it probably doesn't really mean much to you. But yeah, these starter Pokemon were still just full. Alright, I'm gonna stop taking my time. So Chikorita, like I said, those two are the same. Bayleaf looks completely different. I'm so glad they changed it. Here is, I think this is Flambear. I think this is what it's called. Look at this little guy. He's awesome. I like him. I love Cyndaquil. What's his name? Is it? Yeah, it's Flambear, Volbear, and Dynabear. So Flambear right here, and this is his back sprite. This is Volbear, and then this is Dynabear. I like him. It's kind of hard to tell because it is like it's a 2D sprite. And some Pokemon in 2D sprites from Gen 2 or Gen 1, they look bad. So if it were to be remade nowadays, it might look a lot better, but I still think Typhlosion, Cyndaquil, all that was the better choice to go for the game. Anyways, we're going to look at the water starter. I'm pretty sure there's there's already been, like these starter Pokemon, the artwork of them have already been out, and they're already out in existence. Like here, yeah. Here we go. Kurisu and Honomuga. These guys have already been in existence. These are the same guys. Or they look very similar at least. Flambear. I mean, it's not exactly the same, I guess. I don't know. I thought they were the exact same. Anyways, the starter Pokemon are completely different, which is just quite crazy to me that I guess they had this demo of a game. They hadn't even decided on the starter Pokemon yet. Like, I wonder what made them change their mind. So the thing that really wanted me to talk about this video, look at this guy. Look at this handsome fella. I would be his friend. I don't know about you guys. I personally would love to be his friend. This is what I believe to be a Qwilfish evolution. Because it's right next to Qwilfish in the Pokedex. And it is a spiky fish with big lips. And it just looks like a Qwilfish evolution. And I think it was meant to be. And it really upsets me that it doesn't exist because I've wanted a Qwilfish evolution for so long. I love Qwilfish. He deserves more recognition. He's a very underrated Pokemon, and I think I've got a feeling that this thing later ended up being the inspiration for Whiscash, because Pokemon Company, Game Freak, whatever, they like to take, I guess, reference from previous games. Like obviously the whole Munna thing where it was like person was talking about a chunky floral Pokemon back in Gen 1, then in Gen 5 suddenly we have a chunky floral Pokemon. But yeah, this thing is very similar to Whiscash just because it's got chunky lips, it's got like the little lightning bolt on its forehead. I could be wrong, but it just reminds me a lot of Whiscash. Now right here, I don't actually know what this was meant to be or anything. This looks like Marill. This looks like a baby sea king. Like what even is that? This is it. That has to be Marill, right? And we'll just, okay. Let's just do this in order. All right. This is Noctowl, by the way. This is This is what Noctowl was meant to be, because come over here, Hoot Hoot, back over here, Noctowl. It's in order. This is what Noctowl was meant to be. I know, he has a lot less going on than Noctowl does, but I think he looks much cooler. I'm not a big fan of Noctowl because, I mean, owls, I'm not a big fan of them either, like just in general, but he looks so cool. I really want to meet the people that redesigned these Pokemon, and I want to know why they changed a lot of these Pokemon. A lot of them were changed for the good. Like this here. But Noctowl, I think we would have looked much better as this dude here. Of course, we've got the Mareep, Flaffy, and Ampharos line. They look exactly the same. We've got Vulpix. Is that a baby Vulpix or something? Because, like, why is Vulpix in Gen 2? Whatever. We have, like, Tangela's waifu. I saw some people talking about how it kind of looks like Marini and Toxapex. This thing it's just not in the game anymore. Like, I don't know what this could have been. This apparently was Pichu in the beta. This little guy here. This was Pichu. This, of course, is Cleffa, and this is Igglybuff. I always get these two mixed up because they're very similar. Apparently, Wooper just didn't exist. We just have Quagsire as a solo standalone Pokemon. I wonder what made them decide to add Wooper. Over here, yep, Baby Seeking. Looks like Marill. This is an entirely new Pokemon. I'm not sure if these two are related, but I want them to remake this. Sharpedo is trash in comparison to this thing. This thing, it's a shark, and half of its body is a chain with an anchor at the bottom of it. That's a sick design. I really like this. This is Pokemon. This is a Pokemon, and you just don't have it anymore. I just want to know why, like why they didn't include this thing. It's so cool. I would have loved it personally. So coming over here, we have this. I don't know if this is related to it because obviously it looks like a fish, water type. Looks like it could be like the final evolution, I guess. Right here, we got Crobat. He ended up staying. Apparently there was a Paris Pre Evolution because, yeah, we needed one of those, as if Paris wasn't trash enough as it is. I mean, if they did make Paris Sect better and then added a Paris Pre Evolution, I would be down with it. It is very cute. I do really like this. This is really nice. Spinarak. I think Spinarak was it not a kid's drawing? So I guess, oh, it's a 3-stage evolution. Oh, wait, is that, no, it's just his back sprite, never mind. I was like, is that a 3-stage evolution? What the hell? It's just his back sprite, my bad. Yeah, I think Spinarak was like a kid's drawing. It was like the winner of a contest. And then we got a really poor looking Ariados. I don't like Ariados, but it looks much better than whatever this is. I think this is basically Arbok 2.0. It's meant to have a scary design on its back. You know, it's trying to be Arbok 2.0, and it's just not. It just doesn't look good. This thing here, I read up that apparently this thing is an evolution of Ditto by using the metal coat in trading, I think. This was meant to be an evolution of Ditto. Why Ditto needs an evolution, I have no idea. There is a lot of, there's actually quite a bit of text. I'll look for it in a second and I'll show you guys all the changes that I know about so far. This, I guess, I was thinking maybe a baby Doduo, but like Doduo itself only has 2 heads, and then when it evolves into Dodrio, it has 3. So I'm not sure what this is all about. It's a 3-headed bird though. Sunflora without Sunkern. You know, Wooper and Sunkern, just nothing. Of course, we got Beta Fampi. I'm glad they changed it. It looks a bit bare. It doesn't really look much like a Pokemon. And then of course, Donphan, he's the same. Whatever this guy is, could be related to Ghastly in some way, I guess. I'm really not too sure. We have Girafarig here. Now of course, it's always been a thing. Let me find it. I'm certain it's always been a thing. Yeah, see, Marill used to be pink, so that is correct. Yeah, it's always been a thing that Girafarig was meant to have it's 2 heads rather than having one of its second heads just, I guess, just be a tail. I think that Girafarig looks much cooler, personally. A lot of the beta Pokemon look much cooler. This is why I'm talking about it. There's actually a Meowth pre-evolution. Like, they added, there's I think it makes sense that there's a lot of pre-evolutions here. Because I know that Gen 2, one of Gen 2's gimmicks is that it added breeding and eggs. So obviously there's a lot of baby Pokemon in Gen 2 as it is, you know, Igglybuff, Pichu, and Cleffa. So it just makes sense that there was like, you know, they were doing more, like obviously the baby Paris here. And then there's a baby Meowth, and I think this is maybe meant to be a baby Ponyta, because I don't know why Ponyta would just be in the Pokedex naturally, and same with this Vulpix. And I think they just scrapped the idea, maybe because they just looked too similar to what the actual Pokemon was. This just here looks like a cat Pokemon, maybe Houndour inspiration, I don't know. But this obviously isn't in the game. It could maybe be like something to do with Meowth. I don't know. This is Politoed though. We dodged a bullet with this thing, by the way. It doesn't look terrible. It looks more related to the Poly line, like, you know, Poliwag and Poliwhirl than Politoed does. But Politoed is an awesome Pokemon, so we don't really need any more. Slowking is perfectly fine. We have Unknown, of course. Back over here, we have Ladybug, and then what looks to be a pre-evolution of Ladybug afterwards. I'm not sure if this is in specific Pokedex order. You know, obviously the beta might not have ordered everything correctly. Anyways, Espeon and Umbreon. Apparently Umbreon was meant to be a poison type in this game, which is quite cool. Whatever, you know, what's on Slowbro's tail, I guess Shelder was meant to be a Pokemon, and I'm so gutted that they didn't do this, because I would have loved this. This would have been so awesome. We of course have, this looks like a Ditto pre-evolution. We really don't need that. That's just too much. We have the original Teremarade and Octillery. Now this one's really interesting. Like, he looks more like a gun, and you can see the gun inspiration, and Octillery looks like a tank. You can see the inspiration to them now. I more so just from this, but of course they ended up changing them. I personally prefer these designs, but I guess to be kid friendly, they probably, for the best, needed to change them. We have, I think this is Tyrogue. I think this is what Tyrogue ended up becoming, because if you come over here, we have what looks to be Hitmontop. I actually quite like this design. I love Hitmontop as well, but like, see this design here? It's kind of like, it looks like it's got like, I don't know, it's got like eyes here, it looks like a little bit mouth, and it's got an eye here. And if you turn it upside down, you know, it's, I don't know, I think it could make for a neat Pokemon, but obviously it's way too similar to Hitmontop nowadays for them to get away with it. I think I definitely prefer Hitmontop, but I wouldn't know, I would have been okay with this thing too. A Growlithe pre-evolution? I'm not entirely sure. We'll check the files afterwards to see what they say. This is what Hoppip was. I like how it's just got the cat face. Hoppip's evolution. It's very cat-like. This is Skiploom, then Jumpluff. Very, very cat-like. Those are really cool. I like those. I think this is Mime Jr. I think this is like Beta Mime Jr. because it definitely looks like a Mr. Mime pre-evolution. This is Jinx Pre Evolution. It's literally just a small Jinx, so I'm glad Smoochum exists. Elekid doesn't have his, you know, his spinny arms, so this one is definitely a no from me. And I think Magby looks much cooler here. He kind of looks like a little bit like Togepi, you know, kind of like how he's just kind of came out of an egg, but I think he looks much cooler like this. I think the Magby we have now, I don't really like his hair too much, but that's maybe just me. And of course we have Blossom. I don't really see many changes from the sprite form, but there probably is quite a bit of changes. A lot of the Pokemon that do currently exist do have changes. We have a Bellsprout evolution. Maybe it's like a split form. I don't know. It's cool either way. Miltank looks a lot fatter. We have just a standalone Seal Pokemon. Maybe it's a Dugong evolution. Maybe it's a split evolution for Seal rather. We have Delibird looking a lot more Santa-like. We have this little tiger dude. He's like a little hamster. I quite like him. We have another. Okay, we're getting closer to the end, but right here, it's assumed, but I'm pretty sure this is meant to be a Farfetch'd evolution, and I think that's pretty fucking cool. That they even considered it. It's kind of annoying that they. I mean, okay, I get it. Not every single Pokemon is meant to be good, right? I get it. I totally 100% get you, but I would love to see Quillfish and Farfetch'd get evolutions, realistically. But I think they're done. I think 4th gen was when they were done evolving old Pokemon, because I don't think they've evolved old Pokemon since then. Of course, besides Eevee, I don't think they have. I could be wrong. So I don't think they're going to be evolving any more Pokemon. Unless, Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee prove us wrong. But Farfetch'd evolution, it's just knowing now that could have been a thing is really upsetting. I like this little guy here. This maybe could be possible inspiration for Banette, because obviously it's like a doll. I don't know. And yeah, that like this looks like a possible ghostly evolution. I don't know exactly what's going on here. Could be I don't know if they're related or not, but if they are, it could be Banette. Murkrow has much more of a distinguished witch hat going on, which is quite cool. Steelix looks exactly the same. Over here, I can't tell if this is a Chansey evolution or pre-evolution. Regardless, I like it a lot. I think it's just got a lot more detail. Yeah, it looks like an evolution for sure because it's got the 2 eggs. It's got a lot more detail going on than Blissey does. I can't lie. I like that a lot. We have Scissor, which is a lot more Scyther looking, I would say, because obviously it's green. But not even that. It just looks a bit more rugged like Scyther. I love the Scissor we have now, but like seeing this thing, it looks way more aggressive, and it's got a bit more of a Scyther-like head. I think it's more of a Scyther-like head. This here, I think this is meant to be a Pinsir evolution because obviously Scyther evolved. So then everybody's like, well, why didn't Pinsir evolve? To me, here it looks like he was meant to, and that just blows my mind. I mean, Pinsir has a Mega Evolution now. I mean, Scissor does too. But like, what is going on? Is that his face? That's terrifying. That is scary. Houndour and Houndoom are still in this game, so those cats up there weren't the replacements, as I maybe suspected otherwise. This is just it's just a fat cat type thing going on. I don't know what this is. I was thinking like Castform, Sunform when I first saw this, but I don't know like what else. This looks like a Lickitung evolution, which I don't like Licky Licky at all. I would be okay with this. This is much better looking than Licky Licky. And then we're coming to the end, like I said. There's some interesting stuff back here though. This looks to be Kingdra or Seadra evolution, which is quite cool. Quite like that. I fuck with that. We have Raikou, Ante, and Suicune, aka the thing from Full Metal Alchemist that everybody gets triggered over. Out of everything, this is the biggest bullet we've dodged. These things are terrible. I'm so sorry. They definitely look like DeviantArt fan art. Right here, I don't actually know what this is meant to be, but I like it. It kind of reminds me a bit of Mianchow. Of course, Togepi looks exactly the same. Snubbull looks exactly the same. This looks like it's Apom inspiration. And then we've got like a Beta Leafeon. Beta Leafeon. Like, that's just super cool. My hair is an absolute mess. I'm super sorry, guys. Beta Leafeon. And then coming back over here, I think there's just, yeah, the egg and that. So I think that's everything. I will go into this file right here because we have another file really quickly. This is the black and white sprites. They aren't as pretty to look at though, which is why I didn't end up looking through this one. Alright, so I want to give a real quick shout out to Seanbo124. He has some quick side notes apparently. We're going to check them out real quick. Alright, so Girafarig was apparently going to be a dark normal. Okay, take this as a grain of salt by the way, because I don't know how 100% accurate this is, but I think he probably read through this, and there's some data in here. Yeah, like see right here it says Girafarig was going to be dark normal. So I think what he's saying is, I think this is accurate. Umbreon was apparently meant to be a poison type, which explains obviously its Pokedex entry. Ledium was meant to have a star-shaped patterns on its body, which explains its category 5-star Pokemon. Slowbro Shell was meant to be its own Pokemon. I would have loved that. Ampharos was electric type in the demo, not electric dragon, like the pamphlet said. They probably changed it. Smoochum was meant to be pure ice. Sunflora was meant to be grass psychic. Vulpix, Tangela, Meowth, Ponyta, Goldeen, Paris, Doduo, Grimer, Growlithe, and Girafarig were meant to have pre-evolutions. Okay, so let's go back to this. I know this is already a super long video and I'm sorry. Oh, this is a Girafarig pre-evolution. Okay. Oh man, I hella fuck with that. And this seems to be the Grimer. This is the Grimer pre-evolution. That definitely doesn't need to exist. Baby Pokemon such as Pichu, Cleffa, and Igglybuff meant to evolve at level 12, but they decided to replace it with Happiness. I hate Happiness as a mechanic, but I think it was necessary. Tangela, Quillfish, Farfetch'd, Pinsir, Lickitung, and Ditto were meant to evolve. Like I said, this thing here is a Ditto evolution. Murkrow's hat was going to be actually resemble a Witch, we already know that. Sneasel was going to be a pure Dark type. Ho-Oh was going to be pure Flying. What? Togepi didn't have an evolution. Snubbull was going to be a Psychic type with no evolution. Scissor was going to be Bug Flying. Houndour and Houndoom are pure fire. And we actually have a bit more information right here. Weepinbell had a branched evolution. Okay, so they thought about branched evolutions. Blossom was going to be grass poison. Politoed, Xatu, Espeon, and Weepinbell's branched evolutions were meant to evolve from the Heartstone. Umbreon and Gloom were meant to evolve from the Poison Stone, but instead they decided to add the Night and Day feature. See, I think a lot of these old features from the demo are a lot cooler than what we actually ended up getting. Anyways, all of this stuff is crazy. If there's more information or anything else develops, or I might make more videos about more of this stuff in the future if, you know, more stuff comes out, but it's awesome just looking at all this stuff. Let me know what you think of everything in the comments, of course. The whole reason I'm making this video is to start a discussion, and I don't know, do you think what we got ended up being better than what this was? I mean, I think yes. Obviously the Pokemon Gold and the Johto region we got is 100% better than this, but there are some ideas in here that I think shouldn't have been scrapped. Personally, at least. Anyways, thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one.